Like, and I went into this thinking I wasn't gonna agree with Machiavelli, but this is fucking weird. This is fucking weird. I don't like this. This is weird.
When I got in the chair, once the needle touched my flesh, gang, all right? Okay? Once the needle touched my flesh, I threw on, let me have a look. I threw on Spotify, I typed in King Von, okay? I shit you not.
This is getting fucking weird, bro.
Needle touched my flesh, gang, all right? They started, this is gonna be a long pause, but they started putting Von on me. Von in me, pause.
Nigga, you gay.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Drop a like, leave a comment, let me know you're in here. We finna have fun tonight.
TJ, I know you weren't here. Danielle, maybe Bendy. A lot of y'all knew. So I'm sure that I'm confident that a lot of people that watch me watch Machiavelli Mills. And I, as a fellow Chicagoan, I fuck with him. I fuck with his content. I think he's on point 99% of the time. I disagree with him. He was like, how can you think Eminem is a GOAT? He said, Eminem not a GOAT. I'm like, damn, bro. Come on. I want to talk to him one day about that if that could ever come to pass. But he makes a lot of pro-black content as well. And he made a video about Trap Lord Ross. The huge problem with Trap Lord Ross and other drill journalists like him. If y'all don't know, Trap Lord Ross he's a YouTube journalist kind of guy. And he makes like documentaries, like almost like Hulu, Netflix level documentary on mainly drill artists in hip hop. And if y'all don't know, he made like the I think it was like a 4-hour King Von documentary. That shit probably got like 10 million views on YouTube at this point. I don't know, but it's a lot of fucking views. It's in the millions. And it was very, very good. It was thorough. It was to the point. And he has a bunch of videos. He got a lot of videos where he covers big artists, small artists, hoods in certain cities, certain states, gangs, gang culture, a lot of shit but usually it's revolved around artist and their city or their gang or their affiliations or whatever. And I guess Machiavelli Mills may disagree. He said the huge problem with Trap Lord Ross and other drill journalists like him. I want to hear his arguments because I feel like I may be on an island on my own where I disagree with a lot of people with these takes that if you're not, that people like Adam 22, Vlad TV, and I guess now Trap Lord Ross kind of feed off of the black community, black rap artists. They snitches. They work with the feds. I don't know if he's gonna say any of those arguments, but this is something that a lot of people say that are that don't like these type of people. I'm curious to see what he say, and maybe he'll change my mind. Maybe I'll still have my arguments, but I don't necessarily agree with that perspective. But I just want to hear because I generally agree with him, and he usually makes good cases. So I want to hear what he has to say.
What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. So this morning we have to have a conversation about content creator Trap Lord Ross. Now, some of y'all sitting there wondering, who the hell is Trap Lord Ross? A lot of y'all are aware of who he is because he's a huge content creator. What does he do? He does documentaries, like video essays and documentaries on drill culture, right? Street culture.
Yeah, he ain't put Von's up. He should have put Von's up. Von's had the most fucking views, probably. I think that's his most viewed video. I think that shit probably had like 8 to 10 million views at this point, probably.
In black communities across America, right? Some are in like the UK as well, because Trap Lord Ross is a Harry Potter looking dude from the UK. But he rose
Yo, this picture funny as hell. Because he do look like Harry Potter. Oh, fuck. I was wrong. So the King Von documentary has 16 million views, y'all. 3.5 hours. I'm telling y'all, if you interested in King Von, as somebody from Chicago, Trap Lord Ross hit this shit on the head. As somebody even from the UK. And that's why I don't have a problem with people like him, especially him in particular because of how he do his work. He did a great job. He did a great job. 3.5 hours, if you have it, if you want to break it up. 16 million views. It don't have that many views for no reason. This shit is good. It's the quality is immaculate. Look at his other views. 10 million on Jacksonville's deadliest gang war. No Limits, Chicago Deli, no NLMB, No Limit Money Boys, 9.8 million views. Murder FBG Doug, 9.3. The Baby Shooting, 6.5. America's Most Wanted Gangsters, 5 point. Yeah, he does. He's very good at documentaries. Like, he's good as fuck. I won't surprise if he get hired for one on Netflix one day.
The prominence in covering drill rappers like King Von, Lil Durk, all of the Chicago street wars. G Herbo, now, he's covered a lot of these individuals. He's covered, individuals like Yo Gotti and street wars in Memphis and street wars in Jacksonville, Florida. He's covered all of this stuff, and he covers it extensively.
Yeah.
Extensively, right?
Yeah.
And, originally, I'm going to be honest with y'all. When people were giving Trap Lord Ross pushback, I said, well, I never really watched his content like that, but I'm like, from what I saw, he was just documenting. He was documenting what was put out there by the drill rappers. He was documenting the stuff that happened, that took place on the internet, etc. Right? So I was like, I can't really be too mad at it because, the drill rappers, they're giving him not ammunition, they're giving him material to make this type of content. At first, I said that, and I remember when he went on Mav Hoffa's podcast, My Expert Opinion, and Mecca was pissed at him. And he had I
didn't know he went on there.
Disdain for Trap Lord Ross in a way where Mecca is a cool, calm, and collected individual. That brother is cool, calm, and collected. He's very level-headed majority of the time. But I saw the way he was coming across the Trap Lord.
I don't know what he finna say, but a lot of these guys, they're like, Mecca is chill, but it's just, there's some people that like just really don't like when white people get involved with black people shit. And I don't know what Machiavelli finna say, but I do think that there's something to be said that some black people, not even necessarily where you come from, you ain't even got to be a hood nigga, but it's just like, it's some black people that just have a problem with white people getting involved with black people business, and especially if they profit off of it. Because Trap Lord Ross definitely made more probably off that King Von shit or all his shit put together than somebody like Academics. But Academics didn't approach the shit the same way he did. So, in my opinion, Trap Lord Ross was way more respectful for how he covers hood/rap shit in his work than Academics ever did. So, there's something to be said about that. Academics didn't approach it the way Ross did. You know what I'm saying? So
Ross, he had a very angry disposition with him. And I say, you know what? Let me see what's to this, right? Let me see what's to this. And over the last year, I've ran across his content. Trap Lord Ross is a very weird individual.
Haven't watched his content thoroughly in a while, though. I binged him when I saw the King Von shit. I watched a lot of his other shit around it. And that was 2 years ago, and that's about when I watched it. Lately, I haven't watched a lot of it. Been too consumed with other types of content. So
I'm going to say it. I know people are not going to like this, but it is what it is. It has to be said. He's not weird because, he's covering these situations, these street wars. It's the way in which he covers it. He has a fascination with black dudes in the hood unaliving each other. Like, and not like he's just covering it. No. It's very strange because he contradicts himself a lot. In one breath, when he talks about these drill rappers and he talks about individuals like King Von, that's from my hometown, Chicago, Illinois, and I'm still in Chicago to this very day, right? When he covers King Von, in one breath, when he gets it seems like he's infatuated with Von when he's giving these documentaries, and he's in awe of Von, right? And I get it. Some people are infatuated with like these crime stories and all of that, and these stories that you can see on A&E, certain channels like that. But the way he talks about it, in certain ways, he's glamorizing a lot of the street war. Not certain ways, he is 100%, right? But then he'll get in an interview when he's in the hot seat, and people are saying it looks like you have an infatuation with young black men unaliving each other in the hood, and he'll talk about how he's against it and how King Von was not a good person.
I fuck with Machiavelli. If he ever sees this at some point, I want it, like, you should include the clips that you're referring to in this moment. I really need it. I'm not saying it don't exist. I just really need to know where you're coming from right now. I want to see Exact. I'm even guilty of this in some of my videos. Sometimes I can't obtain what I'm talking about because I don't have the time. I'm not saying he may not have the time either, but I try my best to, if I know I can obtain some footage to verify and clarify what I'm saying, I'll post it. But I wish he right now would post what he's talking about when Ross was doing what he's referring to.
Von was doing some foul stuff. He called Von. And I notoriously that video that he had calling King Von hip hop's first serial unaliver, right? I can't say the K word, so I got to say unaliver.
What? You can't say that. I've been saying. I said. We'll see what happens. He posted this video and got 16 million views. I mean, you can say the shit. I don't know why he's saying he can't say it. You clearly can say it. It's in his title, his thumbnail. He said it in the video, and I know he got paid, so you can say it.
He talked about how it was what Von was doing was heinous. The street wars he was engaged in and stuff that he was.
Yeah, he did sound. If you watch it, he sounded like I don't know the proper word. Just engaged, like shocked and in awe of what was happening, but he didn't praise it.
Was alleged to have done to opposition and all of that, and him shooting at people and allegedly unaliving people. It was heinous and it was despicable. He'll say these type of things, right? And which it was.
He'll only say it when he's confronted about glamorizing drill culture interviews. No, he did say it in that specific documentary. Now, another content I don't know, but he didn't say it like it was cool in that documentary.
Like, I'm not in no way, shape, or form or fashion am I letting the drill rappers off of the hook for things that played out in the street, whether they were shooting at people, whether they unalive people, or whether they engaged in music or created music where they were dissing dead men. You know, I don't agree with any of that, and I think it's foul. But Trap Lord Ross will get in an interview and say it's foul, and he'll condemn King Von, but he also has a tattoo of King Von with skulls in the background representing the people that King Von allegedly unalived.
Okay, that's weird. That's weird. If that's real, it looked fake. I don't know for 100%. That looks fake to me. It could be real. I need to look that up. But that's weird. But he also said King Von's one of his favorite rappers. But that's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. Does Trap Lord Ross have a King Von tattoo? Oh, okay. Okay. I have to watch this. He has a video about it. I have to watch this. I have to. Because that's fucking weird.
So look, somebody in the chat is kind of accusing me, saying how weird it is for me to have a tattoo of King Von on my leg. The infamous tattoo, all right? Okay, it's still there. People are saying it's fake. It is a real tattoo. I was the first person to get it. There were a lot of weird comments. People saying like, "Oh, you saw somebody else get the tattoo on Reddit and you faked got it, or you went and got it." No, it was me. I bamboozled you. Okay, I anonymously posted a picture of it because I knew you would be feeling it. All right, and it is what it is. But people saying they want to see it. You've seen it. I've just shown you it. I'm not trying to stand on the table. I nearly broke my table when I did the reveal, but it's there. Right. It's here. So I went and did another talk in a prison the other day, and I swear down, I had the inmates, I had the offenders, that's what they told me to call them, the offenders saying, "Come on, is the Von tattoo real? Let's see the Von tattoo," all right? I pulled up in prison, HMP Maidstone, all right? And they were, the gang members were asking to see the Von tattoo, right? Now, I'm as baffled as how crazy my life has become as you are, but look, I was in jail, in Penn, on the wing, with the members, and they were
He was in jail? For what?
asking to see the Von tattoo, okay? So that's how it is for me, out on these streets. The reason for the Von tattoo...
Maybe he's just being funny.
Isn't because I'm trying to, like, memorialize serial killers or that I respect the bad things that Von did, but, like, Von... Look, Von, he's been one of the most infamous and impactful artists, I would say, in this generation of Chicago drill. He's honestly had Von and the culture and everything around Von. I'll keep it real with you guys. Von changed my life. Pause. Okay, even before the documentary, like the early documentaries that I did on Von, all of the stuff that was around Von and the Von energy, like even when Von was alive and I was doing videos on him and they were trying to strike my channel, like I had this intrinsic connection to Von. You know, he was tweeting about me and Trap Geek, talking about don't listen to what them white folks on Instagram on YouTube be saying about.
This is weird. This is weird.
About me. I'm a nice guy. But look, when I dropped that Von documentary, man, that shit changed my life. I've been studying...
Do you feel like you owe him something because that documentary went so crazy? It's his most viewed video. So do you feel like, do you owe him something? Like, and even if that's the case, you got the skulls behind his face.
Von. I'm a huge fan of Von's music, bro. You want to know something weird?
And he did, but while he was making, in the video, he was stating how much he's a big Von fan. He said, making that documentary, he's listened to every single song that King Von ever made, period, that he had access to, of course. he said every single King Von song he's made, he's listened to while he was making that documentary. So now I'm wondering if this is now some type of weird infatuation that he has with Von.
Even share this. But when I got the Von tattoo, right,
Especially because it probably skyrocketed his YouTube career and his money.
when I got in the chair, once the needle touched my flesh, gang, all right? Okay? Once the needle touched my flesh, I threw on, let me have a look. I threw on Spotify, I typed in King Von, okay? I shit you not.
This is getting fucking weird, bro.
Needle touched my flesh, gang, all right? They started, this is going to be a long pause, but they started putting Von on me. Von in me, pause.
Nigga, you gay.
Bro, you made your point clear with the first time when you said when the needle touched my skin. They put Von on me and Von in me, bro. You tweaking, bro. See, this is why I say I'm going to listen to niggas that I generally agree with. I don't know where this is going, but I'm starting to side with Machiavelli, and I fuck with Trap Lord Ross. But he might have a case because this is fucking weird.
Put on Grandson Volume 1, okay? First Von album.
Why are you getting a tattoo of King Von and you like, let me put on Von because I'm getting a tattoo of Von? Now, it do feel like a weird obsession.
Listen to that whole shit. Then I put on LeVon James. Still getting tatted. Listen to the whole thing, all right? Welcome to O-Block. Listen to the whole thing. Bro, I was in the chair with the AirPods in. I took in every Von song while I got the Von tattoo. I think I'm twisted, gang.
I don't know if he can wrap this up nicely. I'm gonna hear him out.
So, what it means to be king. Threw that on next. Now, the tattoo took 4 hours, and there was probably a touch over 4 hours worth. So, Grandson I put on. I kept listening to it in the car, and literally, I shit you not, it was cosmic, all right? To be fair, what's this song? I don't remember this family dedication, but basically, When I Die, that's the real final song of the album. Don't let them goofies touch my casket. When I die, that song literally ended as I got into my driveway after getting the tattoo, bro. It was cosmic, okay? So look, I am a massive Von fan. I don't condone his actions in these streets, all right? I was an FBG Duck fan too. But I've got this intrinsic connection to Von. So that's why I got the Von tattoo, man. Von changed my life. I love Von's music. I listen to Von every day. I know that's a bit weird, but like I'm such a fan of the music. I got a Von track on every playlist. Like every playlist has got.
See, if this just boils down to I'm a Von fan, I get it, but the skulls is what's really upsetting to me. To be honest, I contemplated getting a Michael Jackson tattoo at a point. You know what I'm saying? Like I contemplated that. So it's just I'm not against getting a tattoo as a fan of an artist, but it's just the combination of what he did. Excuse me. It sounds like you feel like you owe him something because he skyrocketed your career. Because you was like, how much work I put into it, and they was trying to demonetize it and blah, blah, blah. And then the skulls, it's different if you got Von and just Von. The skulls behind him does feel like it's speaking to the people that he allegedly killed. And that's what it feels like. So, and I think that's where my biggest problem lies. I don't even think the Von tattoo in and of itself is a problem for me, because if you really want to be a journalist or, do film and documentaries, and King Von is the catalyst to your career taking off, I'm not mad at you paying homage to whatever made your career skyrocket. But the skulls, I'm like, are you glorifying the fact that allegedly he has bodies on him? That's crazy to me.
Von tucked away in a little corner. So, anytime I'm in the car and I'm on shuffle and a Von song comes on, that's not getting skipped. I'm a fan of the music. Like, I've even had people in the comments talking about, oh, this guy probably can't even name 5 King Von songs. Like, you dumb. You goofy.
No, yeah.
I'm a super fan.
I believe he's a King Von fan. I believe him. I believe he's a hip-hop fan. I do believe he's a true hip-hop fan.
And in a way, the tattoo is kind of a signal to the wider world of how serious I am about this stuff. Like, I fuck with Von. Like, I know I called him a serial killer, but bro was eating cereal talking about killings. And a series of people were killed. So...
Yeah, this is bro.
Right.
This is weird. This is fucking weird. Like, and I went into this thinking I wasn't gonna agree with Machiavelli, but this is fucking weird. This is fucking weird. I don't like this. This is weird.
And I'm a fan of music. I'm a fan of the culture. I'm a fan of the history.
This is weird.
King Von might be the most impactful Chicago rapper ever.
This is fucking weird.
In
this
terms
is fucking
of like culture, in terms of like the culture of the streets and the youth and the next generation.
No, I don't care, bro. All that is fine. King Von is a different type of beast when it comes to drill, but this is fucking weird. This is fucking. I'm getting uncomfortable. He's not saying anything to change the narrative around the fucking tattoo. I wonder what the comments say.
I think Von convinced more people to slide than Kanye convinced young people in Chicago to design fashion or to make music. Next generation. I think Von convinced more people to slide than Kanye convinced young people in Chicago to design fashion.
Does that mean it's a good thing? Like, yes, Von is different when it comes to drill rap, but what the fuck? See, the top comment. This man made a whole 3-hour documentary calling King Von a serial killer and saying how wrong it is for motherfuckers to look up to him just to get bro tattooed on his leg. I'm not memorializing him for being a serial killer yet. You tattooed 7 skulls behind him. Von would have said he a goofy for that. Why the 7 skulls, bro? That's a little weird. He killed those people. Right. Are you pregnant yet? It's crazy. That's the skulls is the problem. It's not the tattoo. He wants to be on Black to Roll so bad. This man is literally sickly obsessed with King Von. The argument that you're not glorifying this life just goes out the window. You don't tattoo him smiling in the studio or on stage, but with his murder victims. If you love the guy, that's fine, but don't be a hypocrite. Yes, I would assume Von would think this is weird too. Getting a serial killer tattoo on you is crazy. Homosexuals get tattoo of his crush while listening to his whole discography. Probably agree. The fact that you keep saying gang is low-key pissing me off. Maybe you should go slide for Von. I don't even think Muwap I don't even think Muwap got a Von tattoo. And I just lost all respect for you. This, along with you making a joke of that guy kidnapping, torturing that girl for years. I love your docs, but man, you need a reality check. This is some Lil Mabu shit. Get a duck tattoo on the other leg then, bro. Now I know why people call you weird. Wow, this is incredibly weird. Yeah, the comments is like, no. I know I'm not tripping now because I'm like, dog, like this is weird.
Music. You know what I mean? I think Von inspired people, and in a very negative way, if I'm honest with you, on a different level than Ye.
And I want to hear him out to see if he comes out at the end with something that a revelation. Albert, I don't think he's trolling because this was his opportunity to clear up whatever people was thinking about him getting the tattoo, but he's not. All he's saying is, I'm obsessed with Von, so I got a tattoo. But not only did I get a tattoo, I put skulls behind him, which signify the alleged people he killed.
Or anyone like that, all right?
This is fucking crazy.
People saying they got me talking, but it's true. You know, I'm a huge fan of Von. Like that's the crazy thing. People want to sort of say like, "Oh, it's weird," but bro, I'll keep it real with you. I used to have this shitty tattoo of like 2 crosses. It was my 20th birthday.
Leo, that I get, but that's a real troll though. You know, like that's a real troll. Ross, I think this is serious.
Tattoo. It was 2 X's, like Roman numerals, kind of shit. I wanted anything, and I hated it. For 10 years of my life, I hated that tattoo. Always wanted it to get covered over.
Wait,
okay, it was kind of shit. I'll keep it real with you. I used to have this shitty tattoo of like 2 crosses. It was my 20th birthday. I got my first tattoo. It was 2 X's, like Roman numerals, kind of shit. I wanted anything. And I hated it. For 10 years of my life, I hated that tattoo. Always wanted it to get covered over. Okay. And, you know, did the deed, did the thing. Okay. Sorted it out. Got the Von tattoo put over it. And,
so that don't excuse you. You could have got anything put over it. You could have got Von put it over it, but I'm not mad at him getting King Von tattoo. I'm mad at the skulls. I'm really upset about the skulls. That's the part that's bothering me right now because you claim you don't want to glorify the people the fact that he was allegedly killing people, and if he did, it's the hypocrisy. Like I said, I listen to King Von. I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't listen to him. He's allegedly killed these people. It's never been proven. I strongly do believe that he killed some people, but I know I listen to other rappers that might have potentially shot or killed other people as well. And just because you shoot somebody and they don't die, because when you shoot them, you probably can expect them to possibly die, but you probably shot people. You might have got away with it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like gang niggas that didn't come from the hood, niggas that came from the hood might not have shot somebody. I can't pretend that didn't happen. But there's a different level of you even believe he killed these people, and you get a tattoo of him with the people he allegedly killed behind him and in remembrance of him. You could have remembered him as an artist, but you remembered him for killing people. That's problematic for me.
You know, I love the tattoo now. Honestly, I love the Von tattoo, man. Whenever I see it, I'm gassed. Because I think it's a fire tattoo. I think it's a sick tat. If I saw someone else with it, I'd be gassed. I'd be like, damn, that's sick. I'm
sorry. I don't think he's going to say anything to change the narrative at this point.
So wait a minute. Okay, you make the documentary, you seem infatuated with Von's lifestyle, but then when you get put in the hot seat and they ask, hey, why does it seem like you're glamorizing this? And then you say, I'm against it. I think it's bad. I think it's wrong. But then you have a tattoo of King Von. with skulls in the background representing the people he allegedly unalived. You see how it's very contradictory. He's contradicting.
Keep in mind, y'all, I went into this thinking I probably wasn't going to agree with Machiavelli, but I didn't know about this fucking tattoo. I didn't know about that shit.
Himself. I'm sorry for stuttering, right? So it's very like, yo, what are you doing? And then I noticed this. When he talks about these drill rappers, in one breath, he'll seem like he's in awe of them, but then he'll say condescending things about them, right? He'll say slick remarks. And in so many words, like he might insinuate them being stupid and dumb. Now, again, I think
I do wish Machiavelli posted what he talking about. I would love to see it.
The street stuff is silly and stupid. And some may say I'm contradicting myself with it.
Because if he's not going to show it now, I would at least love for him to have like old videos to reference maybe. Because typically when I don't post something in the video that I'm referencing, most times I'll have something in the past of my catalog that you could go back and look at in reference to what I'm talking about if I don't post it right then and there.
But Ross will say things like he'll create the content about them and then say off-putting things about them like he's taking jabs at them as if he's their opposition in a way, like saying slick remarks that their opposition would probably say about them. You know, that's what Trap Lord Ross would do. Trap Lord Ross, he'll have an infatuation with their lifestyle, and then in the same breath, he'll say some off-putting comments about them like he's taking a jab at them. So it's like, what are you doing? Still, he'll take a jab at them as if he's like their opposition. It's like, no, like Ross, Trap Lord Ross. I hope I went to call him Vaughn. Like Trap Lord Ross, no, that's not you. Why are you? You know, because the moment he'll take a jab at some of these individuals, and some of these individuals are deceased, and some of them are living, right? Or even if they're deceased, these people that are deceased, they have family members, friends, and cousins. And if they see Trap Lord Ross outside, he'll be like, "Hey, don't say say anything to me. I'm just a journalist. Why are you getting mad at the journalist? They put this out here." No. He's not simply a journalist. Okay, I went to school for journalism. I got a bachelor's and a master's degree in communication based in journalism, broadcast, print journalism, public relations, etc. That's what my degrees are in. Journalists don't make a mockery of people's deaths. And that is what Trap Lord Ross does. Trap Lord Ross treats these men unaliving each other, and again, it's heinous and it's foul. And I'm not letting these black men off the hook for unaliving other black men when they engage in this street.
The point ain't about what black men do or the killers. It's about what the fuck Trap Lord Ross did.
Warfare. It's terrible. It's despicable, and I will always speak against it. I will always speak against.
Hey, Leo, anybody, TJ, anybody, Albert, anybody here? Like, I don't need you to. You don't have to send me a super chat, but is the function working? Because I'm wondering if the Michael Jackson shit demonetized this. Is the super chat function working? I'm not asking anybody to send one. Just tell me if it works.
Gang violence as well, for sure. And I'm from a city where gang life is prominent. It's always been embedded in Chicago, so I would speak against it. But it's like, bro, like you'll talk crazy about these individuals, and you'll poke a little jabs at them at times while being infatuated with them. And then when they see you, and if some of these people see you, then you're like, I'm just a journalist. No, you're making a mockery of these deaths as if it's an episode of Dragon Ball Z. To Trap Lord Ross, these black men unaliving each other in different neighborhoods across America is like an episode of Dragon Ball Z to him.
What's good, man?
An episode of Dragon Ball Z in which he's able to monetize and get bread off of. He gets money off of this. Now, again, are the documentaries well researched and well put together? Yes. These documentaries he puts out on YouTube, yes, they are. And he does the editing and all of that, and he puts in the work to do that, yes. But something in my spirit, something feels terrible. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit right with me that this young Harry Potter looking dude is out here in one breath.
Keep posting these. The fact that he legit got the Harry Potter glasses makes it even funnier. It's not just glasses. It's literally the circular glasses that nobody wears.
You getting money,
but Harry Potter
off of these documentaries, but you're glamorizing the lifestyle with your commentary for real. And when you listen to how he commentates, he doesn't speak about it like, oh my God, this is horrible, it's horrific. He's like, he has an infatuation with it.
I do. It's a fair balance. It's like he said he's in awe, but it is also I don't feel like he's glamorizing it. But now the tattoo shit, he probably masking how much he like fucking fantasizes about it at this point, because this shit is disturbing. And I'm glad I watched it and listened to and heard him out, because I thought I thought he was gonna give the same argument about most people, like, oh, he's a white guy just observing the hood stuff and profiting. No, this actually is strange to me, and I agree. I don't agree with the argument of just because you're white, just because you're an observer, that you cannot document things if you are a journalist. Because a journalist can't necessarily be, what the fuck was that book? I forgot the name of that damn book. He was in Cabrini Green in Chicago and everything. It was a book I read in college about this guy that he was trying to get information on what it was like to live basically live in the hood in Chicago and shit. And he ended up intertwined in the shit just because his method acting got way too involved, and he got involved in the street life as trying to do research on what it's like to be there. But he got entangled in real life. I forgot the name of that damn book I read. I'm a Soc major, and I forgot the name of the book. But regardless, I'm not opposed to people doing journalism on environments they have no involvement in, especially because he does seem to have a genuine love for the art. But this shit, the tattoo, the way he didn't even explain it away in a good way. No, I'm not rocking with it. I'm not rocking with it at all.
And when they ask you about it, you say you're against it, but then you get tattoos of King Von with skulls all around it, representing the people.
That's not the name. PTJ, if you name it a book, that's not it. I forgot
allegedly
the name.
Alive. Like, what are you doing? You know, something that's very off-putting to me about a white dude from London, from the UK. I don't know if he's from London, from the UK, talking about Black Death and Black men unaliving each other as if it's an episode of Dragon Ball Z. And yes, it's off-putting, and it's very, because I know people are going to say, are you just as mad at the Black men for unaliving each other? Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. As a young man from Chicago, from the south side of Chicago, Illinois, I lived all my life in the hoods of Chicago, right? As a young man and went to college and educated myself and enlightened myself and all of that, yes, I want my brothers to stop harming each other out here, to love on one another, so we can come together as a community, as one big community, and help each other rise to a state of prominence. I want all of us to come together and be prosperous, and we can stop the bullshit in the street. Yes, so I am equally as mad at the young Black men who are unaliving each other in these street wars. Yes, but for him, it's like a game to him, you know? And I say that, just peep this. So Trap Lord Ross, he's covering, if y'all know Gilly the Kid, Gilly the King, goes by both of these things. Gilly from the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast with his cousin Wallow. Gilly's son, Cheese, had his life taken from him in Philadelphia. The young man who took Gilly's son's life was a guy that went by the name The Joker. Now, this is a kid that has basketball talent, was a school kid and all of that, but he was also engaged in street warfare. And he went by the name The Joker. He was rapping and stuff, and rapping street stuff, and he took the son of Gilly, he took Gilly's son's life. He took Cheese's life. When Trap Lord Ross is covering this situation about the Joker and Gilly's son, Trap Lord Ross dresses up like the Joker to do the video. He dresses up, when he talks about Gilly's son being unalive, he dresses up like a Joker to represent the man who unalived Gilly's son. Like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing, Trap Lord Ross? What are you doing? That's where it's like, oh, this is blatantly a mockery. Because what game are you playing out here? It's silly. Like, what are you doing? Right? Same thing when he talks about Big U. Big U got locked up, facing all this stuff. The man gets on his video and wears a San Diego Chargers jersey. Big U's son plays for the LA Chargers. Now, it's not San Diego. Big U's son plays for the LA Chargers, right? He wears the LA Chargers jersey and he wears a Seattle Mariners cap. Now, anybody that's from LA and California, from what I understand, the Seattle Mariners cap is a cap that the 60s Crips, the 60s wear that hat. That's a hat that represents them. Trap Lord Ross puts on the Seattle Mariners cap with the Chargers jersey. It's like, are you antagonizing Big U with this? Are you trying to, like, what are you doing? It's very antagonistic.
That's not by mistake. That's not by mistake whatsoever.
His approach to journalism is very antagonistic. Because, like, why the hell would you dress up as the Joker to represent the dude that unalived Gilly's son when you're talking about the situation? It just, and I know he was talking about the dude himself, but it just seems very, like, it's very off-putting.
Honestly, PTJ, I think in my personal opinion, I think Academics is worse because Academics doesn't take this shit serious. Trap Lord Ross takes it serious, but it also does seem like at this point he does have a strange infatuation with the culture. It seems like a weird infatuation and obsession with the culture, but he takes it serious, which, you know, you could argue if that's a good or bad thing in regards to the circumstances, but Academics don't take the shit serious.
And it's very disrespectful, it's denigrating, it's very distasteful. That's the adjective that I really want to associate with that content like that. You know, so I find myself thinking, what is it like? Yeah, you're not doing this to spread awareness. You find this very entertaining. It makes you a lot of money. And again, I will never sit on here and act like I don't want money off from YouTube. I do too. All of us that make content, like majority, all of us are in it to make money, right? I want to be able to do YouTube content creation full time, to give commentary and speak to y'all on a regular basis and do this full time as my job without working a real job. I always am honest with y'all about that. But there's a certain integrity that I will have in making the content that I make, right? There's a certain thing that I won't make a mockery of people's death. I won't, like, you know, play games and like antagonistic games, you know, with people, and I'm not engaged in street warfare. It's like, what am I doing? You know, I would never dress up as the Joker and talk about Gilly's son being unalived, and the dude that unalived Gilly's son, he went by the name of the Joker, so I'm going to dress up like the Joker on my video. Like, that stuff like that is like, you don't care. You don't have empathy in the stuff that you're doing, Trap Lord Ross. He's not empathetic to none of this. He doesn't care. These people are not from his community. They're not from his walk of life. These are not people in his everyday viewing. He don't got to see these people. He don't got to live amongst these. He don't have to live amongst these young black men. He don't got to interact with them for real. He only got to see them. Maybe he run into them when he do these little press runs. And these are not people in his everyday viewing. Like, so he doesn't care. He does not come from this type of environment. To him, he's talking about this shit recklessly and yeah, in a mocking, like he's in a way where he's mocking these deaths. You know, how can you in one breath say King Von lived a heinous lifestyle, but you got a tattoo of Von with skulls around it in the background, and skulls in the background of the image of King Von to represent the bodies he has.
Yeah,
and just watch how he talks about the bodies that people have with a certain amount of glee. It's weird. It's very, very weird. And so now I understood exactly why Mecca, from my expert opinion, with Math Hoffa Show, why he was so mad at Trap Lord Ross. When I started diving into the type of commentary that he does, the things that like the content that he makes, it made perfect sense why Mecca was pissed off. You know, you'll cover this stuff, these crimes, you'll cover these street wars, and you'll do it with no empathy at all. And I'm not even talking empathy for the dudes who doing it, the dudes who are losing their life. And because some of them, you know, some people are like, oh, some of these dudes deserve it. They both be.
He does the commentary, no regard to human life.
Wilding. But it's just a certain way that he does it.
That's what his text said for those that's watching and not listening. I mean, listening, not watching this, and not watching and listening and not watching.
He'll cover these deaths like it's an episode of Dragon Ball Z, but then he'll antagonize these people as he'll throw jabs in as if he like, you're not the opposition. Why are you throwing little jabs in that their opposition would say? Oh, this person, he ain't really like that. He ain't got no bodies. He ain't really like that. He has no bodies in the streets. He has no bodies out here. He has no bodies out here. Like, what the fuck?
He do talk like that. He do talk like that. But he does only talk like that about people that pretend like they do live that type of life. There's a slight difference.
You were against this type of behavior. But then
I think I'm against anybody pretending to live a life that they don't live. That's the like, don't pretend like you do. If you ain't got no bodies, you ain't got no bodies. It's not nothing to be ashamed of, but don't pretend like you do and you don't. Because if your whole persona is built off of you being a street nigga and you ain't a street nigga, don't act like you a street nigga. Like that, then yeah, you deserve to be called out. Now, nobody should have bodies. We don't want nobody to have bodies. But damn, you gonna pretend like you do? That's fucked up. Yeah, you gotta be called out for pretending like you got bodies and you don't.
You're downplaying a person for not having no bodies. He ain't tough as he ain't got no body. Like what? Ross, you live in the UK.
You shouldn't be lying on killing people. That's just as it's not just as bad as actually killing people. But it's fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible.
You know, I don't know, man. I guess I feel a way because
it's Chicago.
I'm against the street wars that happen in my city of Chicago.
Yeah.
But because these are people like I grew up
I get it.
amongst a lot of these people, right? I used to,
if you didn't know Vaughn, you knew a nigga that knew Vaughn if you from Chicago.
Like I lived in a lot of these neighborhoods where a lot of this stuff be going down at. I went to school with some of these individuals. Yep. And yeah, I don't have personal relationships with these real rappers at all. But it's like, this is my community. Yep. And so when I see a person, you can cover it. I have no problem with him covering the news at all. But when you're doing it with no empathy, when you're acting like these deaths, it's not shit to you, but it's just entertainment. You know what I'm saying? That's what's like, yo. And I would have the same.
What's that? Diddy, 50, Vaughn, Dirt. I don't know who that is. And Bob Smoke. It's all entertainment and money for Trap Lord Ross.
Anger and aggression with people who are taking each other's lives. I've spoken out against gang violence on my channel several times in several videos. And again, Chicago has been operating. Gang culture has been all through Chicago since forever, right? But I'm a man who never joined a gang, even though I had family members around me that got gang affiliations, uncles, etc. But I've always spoken against it. Yeah. You know, and I always spoke to my little cousins that they didn't have to do that. That you can still be cool and go to school, and the girls like you and all of that. You be a cool dude. Just be cool, fly, be on your books, you know, and still be a cool dude. I always preach that, you know, but it's something about it with him in a way it's like he's making a mockery of these deaths. And these are people like, this is the communities in which I've lived, you know? Some of these people who have died are relatives of some of my friends. So yeah, I'm going to condemn the gang members for doing it. And I'm going to call them, I'm tell them that it's wrong for them to do that. It's terrible the way that they live in and stuff that in the songs talking about dead people. I'm going to call them out as well. But I'm also going to call out Trap Lord Ross for talking about this like it's one big game to him. Dressing up as like these characters, like, you know, like you're dressing up as the Joker to represent the dude that unalived Gilly's son, like it's a game or something. Like to me, that type of stuff is just like, it's wild to me.
No, I think he explained it earlier. I might have missed it if that was like Halloween or he was trying to antagonize.
It's very hypocritical when
I think I might have missed his explanation because I was looking up some shit.
You talk and the way he talks about these the black men unaliving each other is not. He don't have just a journalistic type vibe about it. It's like he gets a hard on for this a little. Like it feels like that, you know. And then when I see him take these antagonistic jabs at these people at times, and when he does it when he's talking to other rappers, And when he's talking about the people that they're into it with, like he's talking about Lil Durk with 6ix9ine in them, he'll throw little jabs in at Durk. You know? And it's like, bruh, you've made all this money off of him, but then you won't say that to him or when he's around. And you throw little jabs in as if you're one of his opposition. Like, no, if 6ix9ine is into it with him, let him say that. It's just certain little jabs he was throwing, and it's not like he won't say F them, tell him, he won't say nothing really, really crazy. But if you read between the lines, I read between the lines. You know what I'm saying? He'll take jabs at them. It's like, yo, he's talking slick about these dudes. Like, Trap Lil Ross is throwing slick shots at these rappers. When he gets around.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think that shit fool as hell. Like, I thought that I really went into this thinking like he was gonna come with the same arguments that everybody else came with. Glad I watched it. He didn't. He brought me some information I was not privy to, and that's fucking weird. I was one of the people that was like, I fuck with Trap Lil Ross. I think he's just a journalist. Ooh. That tattoo is fucking too much for me. That's too, not the King Von, the skulls. The skulls is way, it was unnecessary. You could have gotten that exact same tattoo, sans skulls, and you would have been good, and probably nobody would question you too much. But you like, I wanted King Von and the bodies that he allegedly are responsible for as a tattoo. Just could have been King Von because you claim to be a big fan. You're a fan of his music. You shouldn't be a fan of the people you shouldn't be a fan of the fact that he allegedly has killed 7 people. You shouldn't be a fan of that. You can be a fan of his music. I'm a fan of R. Kelly music. I'm not a fan of his fucking lifestyle. You could have easily separated the two. So I ain't getting no R. Kelly tattoo, but regardless, you could be a fan of somebody's art and not their life that they live. And especially in your position as a journalist, and he might have skyrocketed your career to another level. It's like you could get it. Even if you may not agree, you understand it. That shit weird. That gave me a whole new perspective of how to look at Trap Lil Ross. That shit is fucking weird.